Hey guys, it's Dag, and it is Tartaro Tuesday, which means that I'm here in Final Fantasy XIV, leveling Chad Fist, my monk. And if you are new to the stream and haven't seen this before, I am leveling him for the very first time through the game. He has gotten as far as Heavensward, and that's where he is at the moment, kind of churning away. I play this game exactly 2 hours a week for this stream and once a week. And so you're actually seeing it as I'm seeing it for the very first time. And I thought I would do something like this because I've never seen people do like an actual walkthrough of the game and it's like every single thing as they were doing it. They all come back and say, here's how you do this quest. Here's how you do this dungeon. Here's how you do this raid. And it's like, I want to experience it as I go and kind of share with you what I'm seeing for the very first time. So I thought, anyway, that's what the stream's about. I do a holiday of the day, and today's holiday is, and I am not prepared for this, so I am like feeling really bad about it, but it is Giving Tuesday. Yesterday, of course, was, Cyber Monday. Everyone ran out and bought their new computers and all that fun stuff. And it's like, yeah, no, I didn't. I don't have any money to do that. But today is actually just the reverse. Today is where you have an opportunity to start giving to charities and giving back to the community. And that's something that we desperately need. This is something that goes on year round. We should be, giving year. Let's give back every day of the year. But it's Giving Tuesday, just to remind you that it is a season where charities reach out and say, hey, hello, can you spare a few pennies for us and help us out so that we can reach out to folks and, make them feel a little better especially during this season, which can be very sad for some folks. So, last year I spent majority of the month of December trying to raise funds for Doctors Without Borders. And I think I'm going to do the same thing this year. I just haven't set up everything. So, like, I had streamers and I had like a ticker tape that ran across and reminded people, a button for click here in order to give money and stuff like that. I haven't set it up yet. And I completely wiped out all of my streamers and, header and all that fun stuff from last year. So I've got to recreate it from scratch again. I don't know when I'm going to get it done. Hopefully this week. So that's the objective. Anyway, I am in the middle of Dragon's Word. Been playing too much WoW lately. I'm in the middle of Heavensward. And where I am specifically, if you're interested, is I am on the road to Zenith. That would be the next quest. But today we might actually get down to the Eyrie. And we'll see if I have time to be able to finish that. I may end up having to put that off until next week, depending upon how much time we have. So, because I only have a couple of hours to do this. And so let's jump in and get it going. What are they giving me? They are giving me body. What? They're giving me a new body. I need a new body. So I get a Dalmel skin jacket of striking, which would be what I would be wearing, I guess. All right. And let's see if I can see what it looks like. Ew. Okay. And the outfits in this game just get worse and worse. Man. Okay, well, it's a step up as far as armor is concerned, so I'll just have to suck it up and take it, right? Yeah. As Chieftain Moglin already explained, the shiny instrument we gave you is the best means of grabbing a bunch of consonants with H in the front attention. I'll come along and show. By the way, I cannot pronounce these names in this game, so oftentimes I'll just throw in a nickname for it. And then this one, the dragon that we're going after, his name is now a bunch of consonants with H in the front of it. So there. I'll come along and show you the way to Zenith. It's the big palace where you need to blow the horn. All right. First things first, though, we need to make for Asa. Oh, and watch out for rampaging dragons. Maybe that should be the first thing. Kupo. And Mogan is going to wander off, and I guess we're all going to wander off because everyone likes this. Okay, go this way. Walk this way. Where am I headed? I don't know. There's another roadkill. That's not a main quest. It's a side quest. But oh, up here. Okay. So I guess we're gonna go cross some rivers, over the hill, that kind of stuff. So I finally took the time to figure out what all these ether things are that, you know, it's like go touch this and all that. I forget what they call it now, but it's like, oh, if you want to fly in this zone, you've got to go touchy this stuff. And I'm like, okay. Problem is that some of it is in side quests and some of it is in the main quest and some of it's just randomly out there. And I guess there's no rhyme or reason to it. So I don't know whether I'm going to get the achievement for flying so that I can do this or not. Okay, we got a couple dragons. I guess I got to get off my mount. Okay, fine. What are these guys? Oh, shit ski. Shit ski fuck ski. That's what they want. They want my ass. Is this one gonna go off too? I don't know. Did I get one? Got one, maybe. Chad, you're not looking so good. Probably not going to die. You can stay out of the crap. Whew. Okay. Second wind. Alright, where was I headed before I was so rudely interrupted? Yeah, this way. I hope there's like a bridge somewhere. Is there some way to get across this stuff? I see a path. I'm going to go ahead and head on the path, but... Oh, that must be the path up there. Of course, there's more dragons. Oh, Archosaurs. Oh, now we've entered Jurassic Park, I guess, huh? Yeah, all right, we got Jurassic Park. These guys are all over, too. Let's see how many if I can stay away from. Can't stay away from that one. I'm going to have to hit him up. Get off my mount for a change. Alright. You sense a hostile presence. Yes, I do. Oh! I sense a shit ton of hostile presences. Clack. Back. Toxic breath. I don't know how I took the second one down, but I did. Alright. Defeat the enemies on the path to Asa. I guess I did that. Alright, we'll keep going. So where are the ether... Oh, okay. So, Western... Yeah, okay. So now I understand what this is all about. I have not seen a whole lot of ether currents. Alright, well... I saw that there was a guide on where they are, and I may have to go back because I kind of blew off some of that. So I may end up having to go back and take a look at all of that and see how better to get them, if I can. I mean, I don't know whether people actually... Do they go hunting them? Or what's the story? I don't know. The Summoning Stone. What's this for? It looks like a chocobo. I'm not going to get in trouble again. So I streamed the other day and I made a comment about this Summoning Stone. You're supposed to blow in the hole and stuff. And I made a comment about that and put it on TikTok and they banned my ass. And it's like, are you serious? Because it says, the stone bears a striking resemblance to a chocobo. On closer inspection, the stone appears to be a large horn. Perhaps if you were to blow into one of the holes, it would summon a chocobo, though it may be prudent to leave a rental fee just in case. All right, I am not going to summon the chocobo, so there. Mogmont. I'm in a new location, obviously. Oh, let's see, there's an ether current over there. So before I get too entrenched, I'm going to go click on it. And actually, you know what? Where was my ether currents? Here. I wonder if I can drag this. I want to see where it pops up. So I've got 2, 4... Yeah, okay. Am I clicking on it? I don't know. There we are. Now I am. Yeah, I guess not. Okay, I didn't see any of those update. Maybe it'll update now? I still don't see... Was that 1 or 2? I don't remember now. Oh, well. Okay, whatever. Mender and Merchant. That's appropriate, since the dragons probably could have killed me. 204! Yes. Alright. I gotta start emptying my bags, too. I've been collecting stuff since I started this game, and it's all in my bag. Things are a bit bitey for a while there, but I think we've arrived in one piece, Koopo. I wonder what has the dragon so awfully snappy. I mean, the bad ones are always bad, but they seem worse than usual. Okay, so, that's the one that I need to get. And, yeah, let's see. Recommended gear. Put on this ugly thing. Alright. I haven't replaced my gloves or my boots yet. So, eventually I'm going to do that, and it's going to look horrible. Alright, none of this crap's going to be of any value whatsoever to me. And then I'll take just the gold pieces. So, Mogan seems fretful about the weather. We may have a small problem. When the winds are high like this, what's his name? Well, a bunch of consonants with H on the front invariably abandons his lofty perch and heads to the lands below to hunt. If you tried blowing the horn now, I doubt he'd hear it. I suggest we stop at the clearing up ahead and rest until the wind dies down. Okay, I didn't even realize that I was carrying a horn. So, I guess I was too confused about blowing in the chocobo. So I won't do that. And now we go down. And of course there's dragoons down here. Where am I going? Am I just going straight? Is that where I'm headed? No, I'm like 4 arms? 4 arms. He misbehaving time. Oh, no. Okay. Waiting for the wind to change. Alright, I guess we just, like, go on down. So I wonder if they just like decided that you're going to be walking forever until you finish with a zone. If that was the reason why they had that whole setup. I don't know. Did I go the wrong way? It's got to be this way, huh? And my fat-ass chocobo can't get up there. There we go. This seems like an appropriate location to summon a dragon. What do you guys think? Alright. This should do nicely, Kupo. The winds will likely have died down by tomorrow, but until then, we might as well make ourselves comfortable. If we must interrupt our journey so close to its end, I suppose this place is as good as any. And mayhap a brief respite from the hardship of the road will help to clear our minds in readiness for the coming parley. Very well then, I believe a campfire is in order. Leave the gathering of fuel to me. I acquired a keen nose for firewood during my time in the frozen wastes of Corthus. And Estinian says, clear our minds. 'Tis Master Alphanod whose mind needs clearing. The thought of meeting a great rim in the flesh has befuddled the boy. Did you see him stroll away as if the ruins were not crawling with deadly beasts? Follow him, Chad, and see that the wildlife does not make a meal of our young friend. We will have the camp ready for you by the time you return. Alright, and I guess I've got to go chase after Alphanod. It looks like a couple different places he might have gone. So let's go and see if I can get to those without getting eaten myself too much. Oh, they... Of course. Here, we want you to jump off a cliff. Where am I going? Where is this even? Do you even... I guess I'm going that way, huh? Yeah, alright. Let me go down the path. Quote, the correct way, unquote. What is an amphitheater? Pissed off dragon. It's a good translation, I guess. Okay, I need to go up there because that apparently is a location where I need to be. But first, I'm getting better remembering to get off my mount before I go and, like, stand and shit. Alright, I feel a hostile presence. Yes, there's a tree attacking me. Let's make some timber. Alright, defeat the threatening monsters to the east of his location. Well, that was one. I'm not going to go killing all of them, so let's get back on a Phoenix. And we're going to, like... I don't feel like fighting everything today. Oh, there's the other location. Okay, well, it looks like I'm going to have to fight... I'm gonna have to fight this guy because he's like standing way too close and he'll probably come up and chew on me. Good advantage point. Yeah, see? Oh, move. Alright. Wait till I get all the way back up with my health. And now I go stand the stuff. Another presence, yes. Let's go get another tree. Okay, who started decorating their holiday locale for all the holidays. Wifey is hanging up everything, which is like, okay, that's cool. I've been trying to get the lights up on top of the house. That's an adventure, especially when I install them bass backwards and have to go back and change it all over the place. Wait a second. Where's the plug? Oh, the plug's all the way over on the other side of the house. Oops. Oh, God, yes. That was me. So much fun. Again and again. The funny thing is, this is like the third year in a row that I've had to go back and redo everything. I'm getting faster at it. Redo. All right, Estinian. I see I was right to worry about the boy's safety. Why? Once Alphanod returns with the wood, we can see about supper. The Ice Queen has filled a pot with what looked like stew ingredients ready for the fire. But first, a cutscene. Yes, and we just happen to have this nice, appropriate table where we can sit. And here comes Alphanod. And I have all this perfectly cut wood. Okay, Moogle's like snoring. He's had too much ale. Ah, a few things compare to the simple pleasure of sitting beside a crackling campfire of one's own making. Okay. Ha! So speaks the great explorer. Until recently, you wouldn't have recognized firewood if it came with kindling and a flint. God, this guy's rude. 'Tis well you instructed me so patiently then. Ah, but yes. Left to my own devices, I would have been compelled to signal to Yasali with a pile of damp leaves. I was born the pampered son of a Charlanian dignitary, and alongside my twin became the youngest student ever to be accepted into the studium. Now we're hearing the story. Okay. How proud I was to match wits with scholars and philosophers, how ignorant of mine own shortcomings. That hubris invited manipulation and betrayal and led to the downfall of the Scions. We all of us are guilty of similar ignorance. How many men lay down their lives, never knowing what it is that they fight for, never questioning that which they have been taught to believe. It was only upon meeting a bunch of consonants with H in the front that I learned the truth hidden within our history. Were it not for that chance encounter, would never have vowed to tear down the Holy See and expunge the falsehoods with which it fans the flames of conflict. I would have lived and died in ignorance. That the truth has driven me to do terrible things I cannot deny. But I would rather sin in pursuit of peace than imagine myself virtuous for perpetuating a needless war. If this journey has taught me anything, it is the importance and difficulty of holding to one's convictions in the face of failure, of striving always to replace one's ignorance with knowledge. You are well on your way, Master Alphanod. At your age, I was but a fool swinging a spear with scarcely a thought in my head. And he still is. Ever now, I struggle to acknowledge the misconceptions under which I have labored. Sitting here amongst these grand ruins, how can I deny that man and dragon once lived in peace? But for all that such an age existed, we are now in a time of war. Nidhogg killed my family, and no quirk of history will exonerate him. I may be ignorant of how the Dragon Song War began, but if we do not put an end to this conflict now, I can say for a certainty that it will only breed more vengeful souls such as mine. Throw another log on the fire. In my hands reside the power of to vanquish a great Rhine. If Ishgard's survival rests on me wielding that power, I will slay Nidhogg myself, orders or no. Estinian, you gave your word. My word is contingent upon the success of our parley. Show me the strength of your convictions, Lady Iceheart. Convince consonants with an H in the front of the righteousness of your cause. Doubt not, but that I shall, Dragoon. Well, winds willing, we shall have our answers on the morrow. Let us sleep now and face our fate with the rising of the sun. All right, everyone go to sleep. And I got nothing out of that. Oh, I got some gold. Okay, so I think my mount speed increased, so now I can move a little faster. That's probably good, because, man, I'm crawling along here. All right, so we're going for the Raimi Trousers of Striking. Striking trousers. Let's see what they look like. Yeah, those are trousers. Leather breeches. Yeehaw, get the chaps, man. Okay. We're going to take that, I guess. The campfire was so cozy, I must have fallen asleep. Yes, you did. But do you feel how the winds have shifted? They will have borne consonants with an H in front back to the skies above Zenith. I am sure of it. This is your chance to climb to the highest floor of the palace and summon him with a toot on that shiny horn. Oh, good thing I'm just tooting on the horn. So, I'll be heading back now if it's all the same to you. Good luck, Kupo. It was nice knowing you. And we're all, like, going to go up. Where am I going? Is there a trail showing? It looks like I'm going there? Porter, Zenith unattuned. Okay, we're going to the Zenith. Okay, I guess we just keep going this way until we get to some place. Just keep going up. It is called Zenith after all, which is either a really crappy TV set or something a lot higher up. All right. And I got to go touchy-touchy on the stone so I can be attuned instead of unattuned. And then my guess is that I just keep climbing. Is there a staircase to go up? Yeah, I guess this way, huh? All right. Well, let's get back on my horse or my bird. And just keep on climbing. Right, I'm assuming that the circle is like you have to be up at the top. You can't just... This is not the top. What the hell is this off to the side? Oh, that's interesting. It looks like church or something over there. Ramparts. Parts is parts, right? Alright, so we're getting closer to something. There we go. Oh, it's an ether current. That's where we're getting closer to. I'm going to attune. Alright, I went from 2 to 3 now, so I've got 3 of these. Cool. And these... Oh, okay, now I see. So, these I'm going to pick up from quests, but I ended up skipping. And so, in the quests area, I did all 4 of these. I did just 1 out of the 4 of those. I never clicked on the other ones. This one I've done 4. But then that leaves 4 here to discover, 4 more up here to discover, and then 5 down here to discover. So I haven't discovered any, just on my own. And I got 1 more to finish for the Churning Mists. Alright, that makes sense, I suppose. Okay, so what happens if I click on this? Not him. I'm not going to click on Param. Okay. Yes, it's a horn. That's not the sound I was expecting. Mortals, why do you disturb my solitude? Two sets of wings. Or am I seeing? No, he's got a set in the back and a set in the front. Okay. And he has bad breath. Oh, that's right. He's also missing an eye. I forgot. Estinian has him. Hey, consonant with a H in the front. Thou speakest the name of a creature that but waiteth the release of oblivion. Leave me. Oh, he wants to die? Oh. By the 12, mine ears hear the tongue of dragons, yet the meaning rings clear within my mind. How can that be? Okay, Herz Velgat, do you not remember me? 'Twas I whom you found in Dravania, I who glimpsed the truth. The truth about your past, about Shiva. Do not speak her name, mortal. But speak it I must. I have summoned Shiva's soul from the beyond, and offered myself as her vessel. She has made her heart known to me. Foolish girl, thinkest thou my beloved spirit hath descended from the heavens? That the secrets of her heart are thine to know? I have surrendered mine to her. Do you not see, my love? I am Shiva reborn. Oh, really? Okay, she wants to do it with the dragon. Got it. Oh. Gullible fool. The light but illuminated the past for thee. I did not grant thee omniscience. Thou spirit thou hast summoned belongeth not to Shiva, 'tis but a shade conjured by thine own fancy. In an age long past, mine own kin were guilty of like folly, beguiled by the Dark One's lies. They attempted to resurrect a king amongst rhymes, yet the divinity they called forth merely borrowed the semblance of my fallen brood brother. Such gods are not summoned, but created, phantoms spun from the threads of misplaced faith. Then the spirit that answered me was but thy dream of Shiva. Thy soul hath been corrupted by a deity of thine own making, child. This is not eating her. She seems a little... Oh. Okay. Be that as it may, Lord, consonants with H in front. Her desire to heal the rift between man and dragon is real and has borne us this far. We would spare both our kind and yours the ravages of this senseless war. Pray join your voice to ours in a call for peace and forgiveness. The tale of thy kind is one of avarice, treachery, and death. Thou wouldst speak to me of peace? Hark thee, mortal, to the naked truth. Thy tell me thou deservest forgiveness? I don't know about forgiveness, but 1,200 years ago, my beloved Shiva's sacrifice served to bring an end to the war twixt man and dragon, paving the way for an age of peace and cooperation. 2 centuries of harmony were to follow. I cannot talk today. Okay. 2 centuries of harmony were to follow, during which time the Elezen learned much about us, not least that the eyes of a great rhyme are the wellspring of his strength. 'Twas out of selfish desire to possess his strength that King Thordan then conspired to undo all that our peoples had achieved together. With the aid of his leal knights, that most noble of Elezen lured my brood sister Ratatoskar into an ambush and took from her that which he craved. What did he crave? Power? Fain would I strike the image from my mind, yet still the scene doth linger of my brood sister's tattered corpse, defiled by her Elezen allies. They had torn out her eyes and feasted upon them in the manner of wild beasts. Yuck! I mean, eyes can be a delicacy in some cultures, I suppose, but yeah, no. Yet that was not all, for from their bloody banquet the friends had gained strength beyond that of mortal men. Even now I labor to comprehend the enormity of their betrayal. Nidhogg was the first to learn of the atrocity, and he took to the skies, hungry for vengeance. But though he slew Thordan, and some knew of his knights, few of his knights, their fellow butchers knew only too well where to aim their spears, and with now practiced savagery they set about my brood brother, sending him flailing from the field. Such is the truth the Holy See would keep hidden. Such was the beginning of the Dragon Song War. 'Tis a song my kind shall never forget, and should 10,000 years pass and Ishgard crumble into dust. Bummer. Now we know why we have sad dragons. Everyone's standing around going, "Whoa. Your tale bears scant resemblance to the one I was taught. How convenient that it should absolve your kind of all responsibility. But tell me, dragon, why should I believe your version of events?" What thou chooses to believe is immaterial. The betrayal that yet haunts mine every waking moment is no less than the truth to my kind. And Nidhogg meaneth for Thordan's people to suffer for this sin till the end of days. That which thou imaginest a war of extinction is but a punishment, a siege of the spirit. Hast thou not seen those who tire the torment, those who abandon their own and side with dragonkind? Ishgard's so-called heretics. Know that all the traitors' progeny bear a trace of Ratatoskar's essence, but a single sip of our blood is enough to awaken it. Then the seed lies within us. 'Tis for this reason that those who abandon their loyalties are rewarded with a drink, and thus are they transformed, to join the ranks of Nidhogg, ever-growing army as newborn dragons. One by one, through death or defection, my brood brother shall account for all of the betrayer's children. Ye gods, I have borne witness to such a transformation. Looked on as a heretic assumed the shape of a dragon. I imagine it some manner of Dravanian enchantment. But if any Ishgardian, regardless of allegiance, has such potential within them, 'twill forgive us. I think of all the dragons we've slain. There will always be some, of course, who choose to fight until the bitter end, like thee, Dragoon. Yeah, they got his number. But struggle as thou might, thy youthful vigor will be spent ere thou reachest 210, and Nidhogg shall remain to torment thine offspring. Oft I have wondered why Nidhogg did not simply raze Ishgard to the ground. Now I have my answer. He has no intention of winning the Dragonsong War, for it is no war at all but vengeance and an eternal requiem sung for his murdered sister. Thou hast the right of it, Dragonslayer. Comprehendest thou now the futility of thy quest? I have not come this far only to admit defeat. We can still return the eye to Nidhogg and beg forgiveness for our ancestors' crimes. Mayhaps our words will sway him. Stubborn child, thou thinkest in mortal terms. Our perception as time is too broad for thee to grasp. 'Tis a simple matter for thee to offer thine apologies. Thou didst not perpetuate the crime. Despite thy visions, the deeds of history seem distant to thee. For a rhyme such as Nidhogg, however, that history is yet part of his present, as fresh as the blood that did gush from Rata Tosker's wounds. How could he not be driven mad? 'Tis only by the calming embrace of Shiva's soul that mine own fury hath not consumed me. But let us speak no more of what is done. My faith in your kind is spent, and I would be alone. Okay, so time to regroup? Let's conference about it. Yeah, okay. I'll get on a Zoom call. We'll all talk about what's going on now. Heversvelger was every bit as awe-inspiring as I imagined. His voice fairly dripped with power. The will behind his words so undeniable that it transcended my ignorance of the dragon's tongue. 'Tis but a pity that I had misliked what he said. Sigh, so far did we travel, even unto the very heavens themselves, only to be dismissed like unruly children. And far from mitigating this humiliation, the hidden truths we have learned serve only to prove that our grand mission of peace was destined to fail from the first. Nothing will deter Nidhogg from his course. All right, so I'm going for the groovy-looking bell bottoms here, and let's see what they look like with the boots. And yeah, I can't wait to see what the outfit's going to look like after I replace these boots. Right? Yes, I have new pants. All right, so now I've got these cool-looking pants. And we'll update my monk outfit. And another one that will give me some silver piece. That's it. Okay, Alphanaud is considering your party's next course of action. They're all staring at their shoe tops. Well, what do you propose we do now? I, for one, am intent on continuing to the east. What is there to be found in the east? Nidhogg's lair, the Eyrie, is said to lie in that direction, and the eye tells me he is near. You cannot still mean to slay him. You cannot still mean to stop me. I have been true to my word and aided you in this fool's errand front with a bunch of consonants with an H in front. But your effort at parley have come to naught, Lady Iceheart. I would see Ishgard saved, and for that Nidhogg must die. With the tale of our ancestors' vile betrayal yet ringing in your ears, you speak of continuing this war? Nay, lady, I would but pierce his vengeful heart. When Nidhogg dies, this war shall die with him. Do you think so? Maybe not. A moment, Estinian. You yourself spoke of the great Rhyme's strength, that you believed him powerful enough to raise your city to the ground. How then are we few to challenge him? Even behind the stout walls of Ishgard, with an army of knights manning the defenses, our victory would be hard won. Yet you propose to contend with the beast in his own lair? In close combat, this will afford us an advantage. And if the tales are true, the Warrior of Light has bested many an invincible foe. Oh, let's rely on Chad. Yeah, that's solid. Okay. But such speculation is meaningless if we cannot even find the rim. Our first task must be to seek out Nidhogg's lair. The story of this nation grows bloodier by the moment. Must death always be answered with more of the same? Yeah, that's a good question. Such is the way of things, I fear. I shall consider it a miracle if mine armor is not stained crimson ere this conflict is ended. I just look at him like, dude, that I should be blinded by my own lies. Everything I believed, everything I thought was gone. All gone. Leave her. Your words will not reach her now, and we have not the time to wait for her to gather up the pieces of her shattered faith. Yeah, but we could use her in the fight. Oh, well. All right, I feel bad about her. That's kind of sad. Oh, well. It is what it is. Quest accepted. All right, where am I headed? Defeat enemies as you search for the Eyrie. I got to go down, right? So where's the exit? Where do we get down? Oh, here we go. All right, get on my mount. Go back down. It's Chocobo time! I'm on the black Chocobo now. Round and round he goes. Where he stops. Down here somewhere. Oh, there's some other folks roaming around. They're doing stuff and things. It is the Arbiter of War. I like the mount. It's kind of cool. It looks like a Twitch mount. Is that a Twitch mount? Something like that, huh? Okay. All right. Well, anyway, we're going this way. Oh, I didn't touch on the summoning stone before? Yes. Okay. We're not going to blow on the Chocobo. And we got to kill stuff on the way. 4 arms. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8 arms. I count 8. Oh well. All right, those pants must be extra special because that didn't take anything at all. And back to the other chocobo. I gotta see where I'm headed here. I am headed somewhere. Okay, I gotta go that way. Yeah, I don't... Do I go down and up, or do I go across? That's not going to get me anywhere. Okay, we're going to go down. Lower Skylord. Ooh. Back to a saw. Ah. Might as well. I don't think I have anything to repair, but let's see. Repair gear. No cost. Good. Alright. Just jump back on, keep going. Gotta go this way. They're not gonna let me jump off. And here comes some more friends. All right. All right, I got through that. Looks like I'm going to a new area. But first we have to get past all of the dinos, all the little dinosaurs, right? Yeah, dinosaurs are going to chase me. I don't see any ether. Oh, there's some. Okay, so this is one of those ones where that's like out in the wild. So we will see what happens when I... Well, actually, I gotta do something else first. So get off. Now I can click on it. So if I come up here and clicky, let's see which one it shows up. Ah, that's number 4 down there. Cool. I don't know what that means. We're going to find out, though. Now, I thought it would show like, it would be like one of the red ones, you know? Big ass circle. Where'd he come from? Ah! Get out of the stuff. Oh, another one. They just keep on coming. Done? Yes, I am. Good. Chunks of ether. all over the place. Am I going up? I guess I am, huh? There's a moon-eyed Moogle. Okay, Estinian. What's the haps? Is that it? Aye, that would be the Aerie. I feel Nidhogg's presence through the eye. His caustic hatred gnawing at my soul. 'Twould seem the death of his consort has put him on guard. Mark how he wards his lair with tempestuous winds. A similar barrier once barred our entrance to the primal Garuda's domain until we discovered the means by which it could be penetrated. So I guess we're going to have to figure that out. Mayhaps it is time we called upon Master Garland. 'Twill be just like the good old days, no? Sure, let's bring on Master Garland. And let's see, none of this stuff I could use, so I was just going to take the silver. And the XP, of course. All right. Before we call up Garland, I'm going to take a quick break, and I will be back in a flush. Hey, I remembered, yeah. Be right back. I'm back. Took a little longer than a flush. Sorry. I got some tea, so I'm ready to roll now. Okay, Estinian, what do you want us to do? Estinian would have you enlist the aid of Sid Garland. Yes, we're gonna call Sid. A force of sufficient power to break through a primal's defenses might conceivably grant us access to the Aerie. And I can offer no better solution. Pray consult this engineer friend of yours. Very well. On the condition that you swear not to lure Nidhogg from his lair in our absence. And steal all the glory for myself, you mean? Nay, I am not so selfish as that. Contact me by Pearl Link, cell phone, when your preparations are complete, and we shall set forth from Ishgard together. I suggest we rendezvous back at St. Renette's Forum, Chad. From what I gleaned of the Holy Sea's decidedly ambitious airship project, Sid will still be in Ishgard. Okay, speak with Alphanod in St. Renette's Forum. So that's like all the way back. Yeah, that's back over here. So I gotta go... Let's see, teleport. Is that Foundation? Where is that? Foundation. Yeah, it is Foundation. Okay, back to Foundation. And let's see, I gotta go this way. Oh, wait a second. There's where do I have to go? The Sky Steel Manufactory. So let's take the crystal over there. Sky Steel Manufactory. There's Alphanod. When last you saw Master Garland, he was advising the Ishgardians on their ailing airship, correct? In that case, he might still be at Camp Cloudtop. Failing that, we could try the airship landing, or mayhap even the Sky Steel Manufactory. But let us not waste time searching endlessly. Someone in the city is sure to know where to find him. The question is who? Sir Amaric would seem the obvious choice, but there's no guaranteeing he will be able to grant us an audience at short notice. Ah, I have it. Count Edmund's youngest son prides himself on knowing all of the Holy See's juiciest rumors. Let us return to the manor and see if Lord Emmelemelen is about. And Alphanod's walking this way, so let's see where I have to go now. And now I have to go... The pillars? Oh, adjoining area. That's right, I gotta go up the stairs. So the last vigil. Alright. So let's see, where's the rock? Go touch the rock. The last vigil. Go talk to the gatekeeper. Let me in, let me in. Yes. I'm letting him in. Ah, the hero returns. How goes the fight, old boy? Well, I trust. In the search of a Sid Garland, you say. Then say no more. The taverns are full of talk, and the name of said silver-haired genius... Why, thank you. You noticed. Yeah, so let's see. I hear the tasks. Genius is cropped up more than often than... Just befuddled myself. What can I say? I hear he has been tasked with getting that monstrous airship and the Holy See Commission to actually fly. 'Twould seem the project has been plagued with mishaps from the first. In any case, Garland Ironworks employees are known to frequent the airship landing, and I'll wager their master does too. The airship landing? Yes, I thought as much. Come, Chad, we must find Sid and trouble him for his expert opinion. Alright, out the door. Yes, exit. And I need to go where now? I need to go there? Adjoining area? No. Let's go to the Astrologicum. The Astrologicum. Alright. See if that's the right location. Seems like the astrological location. See what I did there? Okay. And that direction. There's Sid. Hey guys. And Wedge and Biggs. What's up? Haven't seen you gentlemen in a while. Chad, Alphanod, how fare you both? Not terribly well, judging by your faces. Greetings, Master Garland. I am sure it will come as little surprise when I tell you we need in need of a favor. See, even Sid knows that he should be wearing heavier clothes. And it's like, they dress me in like t-shirt. Another wind barrier. And you say it was conjured by Nidhogg? The Enterprise could certainly take you where you need to go, but she would not fare well against dragons. She's agile for a ship her size, but not that agile. Dravanians would fly rings around her. And if they took it into their heads to incinerate the rigging, there would be precious little we could do to avoid them. But there must be something we can do, some manner of weapon we could employ. Estinian stands vigil at the edge of the churning mist, but we do not know how much longer. All right. I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was impossible for the Enterprise. We need a smaller boat. Biggs, Wedge, it's time we gave the new toy of yours a proper field test. Yeah, and they're all jazzed about that. Okay. It's probably best if I let the lads show you. Come on, the manufacturer is not far. Now, I like Sid's outfit. That looks pretty cool, actually. The half white and half brown or dark or whatever it is. Okay, where am I headed now? Out and about, obviously. Yeah, I didn't check to see if there was a stone there, but that's okay. There's stones all over the place out here, and have I actually touched any of them? Yeah, I guess I have, but... Alright, so this one I've already attuned to. Pretty sure. Yeah. Alright, so where am I headed? Up here. Sky Steel? Oh, no. Over there? Okay. I'm just gonna keep walking, because it's what I do. Am I going the right way now? I don't think it matters. I'll get there. And zip along. Zippity-doo-day, zippity-day. I don't remember if I've got this. Oh yeah, Sky Steel. Duh. I should have just fallen there. Hopefully it's upstairs and not like, oh, you should have gone downstairs. There they are. What is it just keeps on disappearing? There's something there. What is it? I can't even click. Well, it's inside, but who knows? Our little project's just inside. Oh, you're going to like this one. Am I? Let's see what's inside. Feast your eyes upon our latest and greatest feat of engineering. We call it a monocutter. A manicutter? Okay. After you put down Gaius, Wedge and me stuck out on our own for a bit and started work on the successor to the tiny Bronco. That's kind of a cool looking ship, actually. Impressive little thing, isn't she? My talent for ship design is plainly rubbed off on them. Yes, and they're all tickled about it. They've adapted the principles of corrupted crystal technology and constructed a mechanism which converts ether from its surroundings into elemental wind. Said wind is then harnessed by the specially engineered sails, providing the craft with propulsion and lift. All in all, a most elegant solution. Yeah, thank you. I'm actually a little upset I didn't think of it myself. The design does, however, come with one small flaw. The energy conversion ratio is bloody awful. To generate enough power to get you off the ground, you need to be in an area awash with predominantly wind-aspected ether. In other words, there are a few places you can fly and lots of places you can't. The newish Guardian airship hasn't left the boys much time for tinkering, meaning it may be a while before this particular project takes off, if you'll forgive the pun. But I thought we were going to be flying that. Hey! Tataru! You joined us on Tataru Tuesday. Nice! Tataru, what's happened? I've been look all over for you. There's been word from Ulda. It's about Her Grace, the Sultana. Let me guess. They found her corpse. It seems you're required elsewhere. Leave the mana cutter with us. We'll see that she's airworthy and suitably equipped to slice through those winds. You, meanwhile, should concentrate on providing Ruban and the Sultana whatever help they need. So I guess we're going back to Ulda now, huh? Quest complete. Let's see what it says. I need to talk to Totaro first. Hello, clicky clicky. There we go. Totaro has news from you, for you from Ulda. General Ruban says they may have uncovered the Sultana's whereabouts. And he wants you, by which I mean both of you, to go to the Waking Sands right away and help with the investigation. Come, Chad, pressing through Ishgard's plight may be, our presence here, will not serve to hasten the Mana Cutter's completion. Let us return to the troubled lands of Thanalan and lend what aid we may. Tataru, our friends at the congregation, sent a message to Estinian. Tell him we have identified a solution to our problem, but that it will take some time to prepare. As you wish, Master Alphanod. To the Waking Sands, Warrior of Light, 'tis past old time Ulda was delivered from this darkness. And I agree. Everyone's cold, right? Because it's like everyone's breathing cold, cold, cold. All right, so we're going to teleport and... Oh, no. Wait a second. We're going to the... We're not going to Reverence Toll, which is... Yeah. So we're going not to Ulda either. And I don't have to go to Horizon. So I've got... Where is my stuff? There we go. Vesper Bay, yes. They said the Waking Sands, so that should take me back to Vesper Bay. Did I go to the right place? Yes, I did. Yay! Oh, that's right. I can fly here. Oops. Forgot about that. Doesn't matter for the game today, but it's like, oh yeah. I'm so used to like running around now. It's like, ah. Thank you for coming. He looks a little different. No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace. I cannot complain. Thanks to Higri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment. That, and I wear a cool-looking cape now. I gather you've made progress in the search for Her Grace. We shall find out. Aye, some good fortune at last. A few days past, Dulala informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace. Okay, and? With Papashan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and the nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Fondale's Frontistery. There I learned that an order has been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in a death-like slumber, an invention of the former head alchemist, apparently. A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence. A coinkadink. What do you know? No coinkadinks. It lends some weight to Dwala's claim. Aye, her grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive. If we're making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of one of the most likely to have administered it, the lady-in-waiting, Muriel. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman. And we're all like, we shall find her cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone will sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monitress, we'll have a fight on our hands. Oh, well, okay. So we can guarantee there's going to be a fight then. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, Warrior of Light? Will you lend me yours? It's attached. Dude. Okay, well, whatever you want to do, Chad. Then I pity the bastards that stands in our way. Come, my friends, for Nanamo and for Ul'dah. He looks determined. Alright, I did Waking Sand. Alright, now I gotta leave? Oh, I gotta talk to Yaguri. Our target is Muriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting, a woman of Midlander heritage. I am told the two of you have met. Our source indicates that she left the palace shortly after the incident and quietly rejoined the dwindling population of the Silver Bazaar. I suggest we begin by questioning the market's residents and confirm that Muriel is still in the hiding there. Okay. Yes, I'm going to leave the bazaar. Or leave the western... Leave the Waking Sand. Thank you. Sounds like 2 syllables. Alright, and now I've got to go to Ul'dah. And that is... Well, I just got to go to Ul'dah. So we're not going to Horizon, we're going to Ul'dah. It's not even here. Alright, so let's get to Ul'dah, right? Western Silver Bazaar. Oh, is it here? I think it's here. Show me where. The Silver Bazaar. Oh, it is? Okay, General Summons, General Summons. Oh, there's 3. So where am I going? Man, I would have gone like completely different direction. Horizon. So which is closer then? Horizon or... I think Horizon is going to be closer. So I didn't see a... I don't see like a ether portal down here, so... Alright, so we're going to go to Horizon, and then... there's Horizon. And then fly from there. Okay, and we're going this way. Up, up, and away. I can fly no higher. I can high no flyer. So we'll take care of the one on the right first. Alright. Danielle. Mariel? Aye, she's here. Left the city for good, she says. Barely leaves her house, though. It's the closest one to the market entrance. Thank you. And now we're going to go up the way and chat with the other folks. So there's one in the middle here. Kiki Poo. Hi, Kiki Poo. Oh, does she look like a Kiki Poo? I guess. And what brings you to our lonely little hamlet? I believe the arrival of your entourage just about doubled our population. Looking for Muriel, you say. If you're hoping to lure her back to Ul'dah, you may as well give up now. The girl's gone with city life. Done with city life. Okay. She's a country girl. And here's Alphanod staring at the last person. There's Yugiri. All right. Spotted Meadow. Do I know of any returning residents? Gods, don't tell me they're starting to come back. My masters will not be pleased to hear this. Okay. So where am I going now? Search for Muriel. I have to search up here someplace. Is it up top? Oh, I see. It's like search in this area generally. So she's in a house someplace, right? Can I get into this one? Muriel, are you in here? Yoo-hoo. Is she hiding in the cupboard? No. Is she bigger than a bread box? Keep those filthy gropers something. What do you say? Fine. That's not the place. Is this the first house? Merchant and Mender. And that's not her. And she's not sleeping over here. Is she upstairs? I didn't even look to see if there's a door in here. No door there. Just windows. Okay, off. Bottom. So they said that she was like the first house you come to. And I haven't done the chocobo thing. Well met, traveler. What do you want to do? Nothing. Thank you. Okay, so there could be still... She could be outside here, too. Not very far outside. And these guys aren't going to bug me. Alright, so she's got to be inside of this area. And I didn't go inside of this building off to the left, so we'll try that. Or did I go there? No, I went to the round one first, huh? Muriel! I went upstairs, and I didn't... Yeah, never mind. Okay. You are Muriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting? She looks a little... I had known no one of that name. That's why they have Muriel all across the thing. Yeah, she looks a little worried. And, yeah. General Alden. Be nice. Up, and here come a couple of other friends. We will have the truth from you, girl. Looks one way, looks the other, looks straight back at him. Oh, and here come the merchants. Mayhap 'twould be better coming from me. Lolorito, of course. Lolorito, you'd best talk fast. Okay, as you know, Teledji Adeledji's Cartano Reclamation Bill was no more than a facade, a means to get his grubby little hands on the Allagan monstrosities Omega. When he learned of Nanamu's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed to the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teledji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn, a new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. Is that the maid, then, Muriel? 'Twas plain that Teledji's wild mechanicians had outgrown our ability to control them, so I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise. And what of Nanamo? Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Muriel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. Yeah, we already found that out. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teledji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected. Oh, and he smiles. You conniving little worm, you had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve. But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. Ah, Ilberd, I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear the man thinks of naught but prizing Ala Amigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps. At the Sultana's table, and how we laughed. Oh, that I'd get his goat. Alas, Ilberd's entertaining little outburst eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive, and preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger? Wonder what he's going to do. The hells we will. Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget after what you've done? You're guilty of high treason. Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teledji Aledji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and the spirit of the law. He shifts his footing. If you would, Lord Lolorito. God, I can't say his name either. Okay. What's this? This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find her grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage. You might want to do that anyway. He has no fingernails. I like not your motives, Lolorito, but you saved Sultana's life, and for that you will have my gratitude. Okay, now what? What are we going to do about it, Muriel? She was just a pawn. Rabban al-Din, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamu il-Namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity. Ah, I see. He looks thrilled. And she's still shocked. And we're all just left there standing going, what just happened? Oh, the plot thickens. Alright, so I searched for Muriel. She's been found. Now what? Go talk to Alphinaud. By the 12, I feared Lord Lodorito's arrival would herald another bloodbath. Little did I suspect that he, of all people, would gift us the means to rouse the Sultana. And Alphinaud would see this dark chapter in Uldah's history brought to a close. The awakening in Ul'dah. Shall we also make our way to Ul'dah? I should imagine Bartholomew has been instructed to admit us. Do I have to go through... Oh, okay. So I go Ul'dah and then go on up the to the Royal Promenade. Unless I get jumped. Can I execute it this time? Well, I have nobody around that I want to execute, so. Alright, we're going up to... Going upstairs to the Chamber of Rule, right? Yes. I wonder if he ever pokes anybody with these new fangled things he's got dangling on his legs here. Please give me something new to wear, because this outfit is getting horrible. Blame General Rabban mentioned you might be coming. Please, this way if you will. Very quiet. And she's laying on the bed. All right, I know that there's probably a few of you out there going, her toes. Oh, God. The Sultana's feet. So she's been laying in waiting this entire time? Ugh. Now she just like grows hair, turns into a werewolf. I was having the longest dream. The strangest dream. "'Tis time to wake up, your grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands." And she's looking at him going, "What happened to your arm?" She didn't ask. All right, everyone's here hanging out. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Ul'dah into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her, and we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake. Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all, but what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made, and with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head. Oh, he doesn't like it, of course. Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord? I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordana? Wait, I have it. The Aurigius. Ah, yes. Well, it would appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel. How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational? Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle. My lords and lady, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Alegi and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more. Well, he likes the warmongering, so, you know. Capitalists, yeah. If there's war, that means there's profit to be made, so... Ramp up the factories, get people working. "'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Ul'dah has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. What are you going to do?" "I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves." "Well, they all left anyway, didn't they?" "Among the recruits there were those who supported our order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come." As for those who sided with the traitor Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely. Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves, the model army meant to pave the way for a single unified grand company of Yorza. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me, yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill. I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more than or less than Alphanod, proud member of the Scions. Who said the Scions still wanted him? Question? All right, speak to Alphanod on the... I already did that. I gotta talk to him. I blush to speak thus of mine inner turmoil. Okay, so don't. But he's going to anyway. But the fact remains there's no man alive in whom I would rather confide. Were it not for your shining example, I might never have emerged from beneath the pall of my despair. Quest completed. Right, a brave resolution. Alphanod would know how things stand at the Rising Stones. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope his mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. You've been gone all of like 20 minutes. It's probably not done yet. I'm assured that her grace will make a full recovery. That's good. It's not what we were talking about. I and Ul'dah too shall flourish once more. General Raban and his colleagues have matters well in hand, I believe. I have to tell you, I like purple, and seeing the purple in these guys is cool. Lady Ugara, a question, if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Ah, yes, of course. You will be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Reverence Toll when they learned that Captain Ilberd's defeat. The only blue uniforms you see to be seen there now are those worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphanod. To me, I see. I am grateful to hear that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as Crystal Brave Commander. Will you join me, Chad? You were there at the company's inception. 'Tis only fitting that you be present at its end. And I would appreciate the support. All right. So now where am I headed? The Rising Stones. Okay, so now I'm going to the Rising Stone, which is up here. All right. Yes, Reverence Toll. Is that where I'm going? Yeah, Reverence Toll. All right. Teleport to Reverence Toll. And it's over here somewhere. Well, you know, I walked the right way for a change. Commander, you're alive. And Chad, too. I knew you'd scrape through. Hey, no hugs. My splendid crystal braves, I have wronged you. All of you. My promises of glory and salvation have brought you naught but blood and betrayal. Bah, you'll not hear us complaining. 'Twas a sight messier than expected, aye, but we was still fighting for the freedom of all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? And I guess they all are in agreement. You humble me. I am truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It is with the most profound regret, then, that I must... That's enough of that, Commander. We know what you've a mind to say, and we ain't having nothing of it. We've talked it over, see, and we're all in agreement. We're all agreed. You can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks, but we won't be no less of a company. But the Crystal Braves. Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals upon which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other and to you. Commander Alphanod, our minds are made up, so we may as well get used to it. Let us help the Scions. Let us help you find Menophelia and the others. Okay. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. Is he going to start crying? And I, like, laugh at him. Yeah, okay. Alphanod. Sniff, pray excuse me. I had thought my tears spent. My grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. Mayhap I am the exception which proves the rule. Nay, do not protest. I know that I am not worthy of their loyalty, Chad. But as Thaliak is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. Okay, we're going to talk over here. Alphanod has matters to attend to at the Rising Stones. I must speak of future plans with the remaining Braves. Any information we uncover on the missing Scions will need to be shared with our allies across the realm, specifically Urianger in the Walking Sands and Tataru and Ishgard. Okay. While we are organizing our various channels of communication, I would ask that you call upon Master Garland at the Manufactory. I will join you in Ishgard as soon as I am able. Right, so I need to go way back to Korthus. And, yeah. So go back to Foundation. And where is Foundation? There it is. Oh, let's see. Instead of doing this, where am I supposed to go? Okay, there, and Manufactory, Skysteel Manufactory. And here we are. Did I go the wrong way? Maybe. Yes, I did. Oh, maybe not. Are they down here? Yeah, they are. I just came in the wrong door. Hey, Sid. What's the haps? Chad, how in the seven hells do you do it? I was just about to send for you. Well, the main quest line told me to. But we have but this moment completed the Mana Cutter's first successful test flight. A few minor adjustments and she'll be ready to go. While we see to the finishing touches, you might want to pay a visit to Fortemps Manor. A dragoon by the name of Estinian was looking for you. Okay. So where is... I've got to go back to the manor, so where is this? And I'm down here, and this is up here, and where is up here? Okay, so the last vigil, so I gotta go back out. Is this person head to the same place? No, here. Back to the pillars. Welcome, Master Fist. Shall I show you inside the manor? Yes. Estinian, what's the haps? You have fulfilled your obligations to the Uldans, then? Mistress Tataru has been keeping me apprised of the situation. Once I learned that these mana cutters and Master Garlands were nearing completion, I saw no reason to tarry in the mists. For the present, Nidhogg seems content to remain in the Eyrie, plotting his revenge. Might not this be an apt moment to unfold our plan to Sir Emmerich? I think we have kept him in the dark long enough. Alright, so we have to go and talk to Emmerich. And the seat of the Lord Commander, where is he located? So back down to the... Where is it? The Forgotten Knight. Alright. Do I have it? I've got them all, I thought. Congregation of the Knights Most Heavenly. Temple Knight Guard. Sir Emmerich has been eager to speak to you. Pray proceed. Oh, it's a cutscene. Hopefully it's not too long. All stand ready, Lord Commander. The moment has come then. Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the mana cutters. The engineers assure me that they are ready. The area is now but a short flight away. Yet, what a long and winding path we took to each of these to reach this point. Were it not for Master Alphinaud's proposal, we would never have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Iceheart taught us much. You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told. Aye, 'tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress, but 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Helsvelger. Consonants with an H in front. Yes, okay. Conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall. In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort Tiaman and put the great Rime on his guard, the Devonians would have arrived at Ishgar's walls long ago. Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough. Thus you believe an assault upon the Eyrie represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian? I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary, but with his eye in my possession I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won. Even so, I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side. You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes? Lord Commander, no. Hey, Lucia. How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do not, while an outsider risk life and limb for our homeland? I swore an oath to protect this city. Pray lead the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, the Nidhogg slip through our grasp. Who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots? There are others. Oh yeah? Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a citywide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What, you too, Master Alphinaud? By the Fury, you have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skill. Yeah. Stubborn. Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar. Well, my friend, 'twould seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this rhyme, 'tis surely we two. Oh, I don't know about that. All right. I did, I think. Oh, I got to speak with him again. Okay. Actually, you know what? It is after the hour and I need to turn into a pumpkin or something. Facsimile of it, I guess. If I don't see you before the next time I see you, have a good day. Have a good afternoon. Have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. Love you all and see you soon. Bye now.